on the road again. We're at the Battlefield Memorial Park here in Savannah. This is the anniversary of the Battle of Savannah. In just a few moments, there'll be a march from the Savannah History Museum here to the Battlefield Park. We're going to watch that and tell you a little bit of the history of the Battle of Savannah. I wanted to try to catch the full moon this morning. That's something. This is just a couple of days after the blood moon eclipse. It was a foggy morning on October 9th in 1779. The attack on Savannah depended in part on secrecy. The secrecy was betrayed well before the operations were supposed to begin at 4 a.m. The fog caused troops attacking Spring Hill Redoubt to get lost in the swamps. It was nearly daylight when the attack finally got on the way.
So the massive troops were assembled here, and then the soldiers at Redoubt number 12 could hear no more firing. And they sent an officer to go through the fog to the Redoubt number 11, and all he could see were dead and dying soldiers lying in front of him. And he surmised that a retreat had been ordered, which was the case.
We're standing, of course, as Scott has mentioned, on a very historic piece of property. Spring Hill Redoubt is actually right over there where the children are standing. And it was in 2000, the year 2000, a group of public and private partnership formed to make the Battlefield Memorial Park a reality. When I call your name, hopefully I've got the right person. Would you come up and get your wreath?
In London, the victory was greeted with jubilation. Sir Henry Clinton saying, "I think this is the greatest event that has happened in the whole war." And many believe it was because of the siege's reputation as a famous British victory that Charles Dickens chose the siege of Savannah as the place for Joe Willett to be wounded in the novel Barnaby Rudge. You saw Scot Smith earlier. We're going to spend some time with Scot Smith. The next segment is the interview I did with Scott after the ceremony.
It was like the smoke of World War II was still in the air when I was growing up. And even when I was a kid, I wanted to, I wrote a letter. It's on my Facebook if you want to look it up. It was an essay for, I believe, 7th grade. And in it, I said what I really want to do is recreate history. And by that, I meant building log cabins and digging moats, and I built a drawbridge on I had this little fort I worked on for about 5 years when I was a kid. And so, but I never thought of it as a thing to do for a living until I was passing through Savannah and stopped at Fort Pulaski.
Hey, y'all, I love spending time on the rooftops of Savannah. Remember, October 31st, that's the day for Over the Edge.
I tell you the truth, this is worth it just to be on that rooftop. I mean, I've been here all my life. I've worked in all of these buildings, and I've never been on that roof.
Yeah,
that's a pretty big deal.
I mean, Menger Building's a great building. You know, Johnson Square is a great location, so we're using both, right? So on Halloween, we've got the rappel. And that's on the 31st, and it starts at like 9 a.m. and goes until whenever we're done. And we run 2 lines, 2 ropes. And then the day before, on Thursday, on the 30th, I'm throwing a big party right here in Johnson Square. Kind of like a big thank you, right? We're gonna have food, we're gonna have drinks, music. The media, as yourself, is gonna be coming over on the 30th. So you guys get to rappel early, and then get off the lines and come over to the party. So it should be fun. We've got South Magazine being a sponsor as well this year, so They're going to be here, so it's going to be like a very hip party. It's going to be lots of fun. And then Auto Trader and Reed's World, who are our two big sponsors.
But I think you're getting the message out a lot. I think people are hearing the message a lot earlier this year. I believe that's the talk from last year that's making that happen.
Yeah, absolutely. The carryover from last year's event, all the edgers who went talking about it, all the great response we had. The media has done a wonderful job. You guys have done a wonderful job picking this up and getting it out to the community because it's a unique event, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, everybody's got a walk or a run raising money, but like, we're the only one that says, hey, you want to rappel off a building?
Like I say, I've been here a long time. Nobody's ever said that.
You can register online right now. OTE Savannah, the Over the Edge Savannah website. Raise money for the Boy Scouts and take the big, I like to call it a leap, but it's a lot safer than that. Rappel down the side of the Manger Hotel with us all on October 31st.